Hi dear students, good morning. This is yours Alam Sai Krishna. Welcome to St. Thomas English Medium High School Pochara online classes. In the previous classes, we discussed about the basic concepts of the light chapter. Remaining basic concepts of the light chapter we have to discuss in this class. In this class, especially we have to know about the properties of the light. Is in the last class, just we got the information about the light, where from it is producing. It is producing from the source of light. That means self-luminous bodies are producing the light. Examples for self-luminous bodies are stars, sun, fly fire, candle, bulb, glowing candle, glowing bulb, fire, everything. These all those things they are producing the light. Among that self-luminous bodies also we classifying into the two categories. Natural one, again one artificial. Again we discussed about that materials classification on basis of the transferring of the light through them, transparent, opaque, semi-transparent materials, and we discussed some of the light theories also. In this class especially we have to discuss about the properties of the light. Properties of light. Properties of light. What are the properties are here? First one, rectilinear propagation. Which one? Rectilinear propagation. Rectilinear propagation. Yes, first one, rectilinear propagation. Second one, velocity of light. Second one, velocity of light. Third one, reflection of light. Reflection of light. Reflection of light. Fourth one, refraction of light. Refraction of light. Total internal reflection of light. Total internal reflection of light. Internal reflection of light. Reflection of light. Yes. Sixth one, dispersion of light. Dispersion of light. Scattering of light. Scattering of light. Eighth one, diffraction of light. Diffraction of light. Interference of the light. Interference of light. Tenth one, polarization of light. Yes, we have the most important properties of light. How many? 10 properties are here. First one, rectilinear propagation. First one, rectilinear propagation. Second one, velocity of light. Third one, reflection of light. Fourth one, refraction of light. Fifth one, total internal reflection of light. Sixth one, dispersion of light. Seventh one, scattering of light. Eighth one, diffraction of light. Ninth one, interference of light. Tenth one, polarization of light. Yes, now let us start about the rectilinear propagation of the light. Suppose it is in a source of light, whatever it may be, it is in a source of light, sun, just we have to consider. Yes, from the source of light, it is producing, it is releasing the light. When the light is releasing from the source of light, its movement, its motion in the form of the rectilinear way. Yes, it is in the form of the rectilinear way. Which way? rectilinear way. These property we have to know as a rectilinear propagation. What is that? Rectilinear propagation. Always light can be passed in the straight path only. The momentum of the light in the straight path we have to know as a rectilinear propagation. What is that? Rectilinear propagation. There is no chance to move in this way. There is no chance to move in this way. Always light can be passed in which way? In the straight path only it will be move, whatever it may be, any source of light. Suppose if the tube light, if the candle, if the star, if the sun, if the firefly, anything, if they release the light always move in which way? Straight path only it will be move. It will not be change its direction. Yes, while it is moving time it will not be change the direction. There is no chance to move in any other way. Always it can be passed in the which way? In the straight path only the light can be passed. That also we have to remember. Again, one of the property about the rectilinear propagation, according to the Fermat principle, light required, it can choose the path where it is time required is less distance path it can be choose. Which path it can choose? Less distance path it can be choose. Yes, light always choose the less distance path only. Less time required path also it can be selected. Less distance path, otherwise less time required path only it can be select. It required path only it can be select. Yes, we have to keep in the mind. Light always move in the straight path. While it is moving in the straight path, it can be select least distance path. Otherwise, the least time required path only it can be select according to the Fermat principle. According to the which principle? Fermat principle. Yes, according to the Fermat principle, it can be required the least distance path. Otherwise, least time required path only it can be select. Least time required path only it can be select. It is a property of the first property of light, that is rectilinear propagation. Which property? Rectilinear propagation. Again, one velocity of the light. Velocity of the light, most important. The velocity of the light is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Is when the light is produced from the source of light. When the light is produced from source of light, it will be moved with the velocity is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Light velocity is what? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. No other component, whatever it may be, sound, otherwise any other races also, they will not be moved more than the light velocity. Light only have the highest velocity than all other ways, all other light races, whatever it may be. What is the velocity of the light? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. What is that? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Again, one concept, it is a sunlight should be reached to the earth. Its requiring time is 8 minutes 17 seconds. 8 minutes 17 seconds time is required. Yes, when the light is coming from the sun to earth, it's requiring time to reach to the earth is 8 minutes 17 seconds. How many minutes? 8 minutes 17 seconds it will be the required. That also we have to keep in the mind. Again, one concept, when the sunlight is fall on the earth, when it is fall on the earth at the time, it should be reflect and reach to the moon. It's requiring here how many seconds? 1 minute 25 seconds time is required. is from the source of light, mean from the sun to earth, it's reached to the time requiring for the light is 8 minutes 17 seconds. Again, it want to move from earth to moon, that means it is falling again reflecting, as it should be reached to the moon at the time it's requiring time is 1 minute 25 seconds. What is that? 1 minute 25 seconds time is required. Again, after reaching to moon, again it should be reached to earth only once more, it should be reached to earth, it should be come back. That means here also the requiring time is 1 minute 27 seconds time is required. Yes, once more I am repeating here, it is in a source of light, just we have to consider as a what? Sun. As the light rays are released, it should be reached to the earth, it's requiring time is what? 8 minutes 17 seconds. What is that? 8 minutes 17 seconds. Again, earth to moon 1 minute 25 seconds time is required. Again, moon to earth it require 1 minute 27 seconds. That is the most important. These are the basic concepts. Again, sun to ocean. Yes, under the ocean it will be reached to the 262 foot distance, it will be reached to the inside of the ocean. When the sunlight are falling on the ocean, it should be reached into the ocean is how much distance? 262 foots it will be inside, it will be enter the light only. This is a velocity of the light. What is this? Velocity of the light is here. What are the application with the rectilinear propagation? Just we have to see. By the rectilinear propagation, there is any applications are eclipses will be formed. Solar eclipse, lunar eclipse is partial solar eclipse, is complete solar eclipse, is partial and complete solar eclipse. Again, partial and complete lunar eclipses will be formed. What I am telling, by the rectilinear propagation of the light in the universe, that's eclipses will be formed. Eclipses are how many types? 2 types, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. It is maybe partial, maybe complete, maybe solar, maybe lunar, both also may be partial and complete. Lunar and solar eclipses will be formed. And when the light rays are incident on any objects, maybe the earth or maybe the moon, whatever it may be, at the time its shadows will be formed. What will be formed? Shadows will be formed. These shadows here we have to consider as a umbra and penumbra. Umbra and what that? Penumbra. That we have to consider as a umbra and penumbra. Due to the formation of this umbra and penumbra, there is a chance to form the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, the partial, otherwise the complete. What are the applications of the rectilinear propagation? These are the applications of the rectilinear propagation. Here we confirmed that velocity of the light also here. What is the velocity of the light? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. Again, what I told here, according to the Fermat principle, light always can choose the least distance path only it can be choose. Otherwise, least time required path also it can be choose. It is one of the special property. Next property, third one is what? Reflection of the light. What is that? Reflection of the light is what is meant by the reflection, how the reflection process will be involved, what are the applications of the reflection of the process in our everyday life. That concepts we have to discuss here is you have to carefully note down in your running notes. Is third property, reflection of light. What is that? Reflection of light. Reflection of light. Yes, reflection of light. What is meant by reflection? Suppose it is in an object surface area. It is what object surface area. Light ray should be fall on this one. Yes, the light ray is falling on the object surface area. This light ray we have to known as a incident ray. What is this? Incident ray. This we have to known as a what? Incident ray. Yes, it's clear. When it is fall on the object surface area, it will be move back. Yes, any direction also it will be moved back. It is an incident ray. It is in a reflected ray. Which ray? Reflected ray. Yes, the light rays is falling on the surface, any one of the object surface. That process we have to known as a incident. That we have to known as a what? Incident. It's clear. Yes, it is an incident. That we have to keep in the mind. The light rays move back from the surface of the area. That we have to known as a what? Reflection. That we have to known as a what? Reflection. Yes, it is an incident ray. It is a reflected ray. The process is incident process. The process is reflection process. The light rays which are falling on the object surface, that we have to known as a incident ray. The process we have to known as a incident ray. The light rays which is coming back, that ray is reflected ray. That process we have to known as a reflection process. Which process? Reflection process. Is we got that incident process and reflection process. This incident ray we can represent it with a small I. This reflected ray we are represented with a small r. Yes, now I am drawing that normal line in between of these two rays. What I am drawing? Normal line. I am drawing normal line. Just I draw the normal line in between of these two rays. Here just I am making the angle in between of the normal line and incident ray. What I am telling, angle in between. Angle in between of incident ray and normal line. Yes, normal line. The angle in between of the incident ray and normal line we have to know as the incident angle. Which angle? Incident angle. Yes, incident angle. This incident angle we have to represent with angle I. That we have to represent with angle I. Is again here the angle which is between of the normal line and reflected ray. Normal line and reflected ray, that we have to known as a reflected angle. That we have to known as a what? Reflected angle. Yes, here I am writing angle in between of what? Reflected ray and in is normal line, reflected ray and normal line, that we have to known as a what? Reflected angle. Which angle? Reflected angle. Yes, what we got? Incident angle we got here, and again reflected angle we got. This we have to represent with angle R. That we have to represent with angle R. These we are representing with angle I. This we are representing with angle R. Is on basis of this diagram we have to see here what is that? It is in a normal line. The angle between of this normal line and incident ray, angle is normal line and incident ray, that we have to know as the angle of incident. Angle of incident, the angle between the reflected ray and the normal line, that we have to know as a what? Reflected angle. Which angle? Reflected angle. These we have to represent with angle R. This we are representing with angle I. That also most important concept is here we have to remember. angle I, angle R. Okay, this is in a process. We have the two laws of reflection. First law of reflection of light and second law of reflection of light. Yes, we have the two laws are here. What is that? First law of reflection of light. First law of reflection of light. Reflection of light. Yes, reflection of light. First law of reflection of light. Again one. Second law of reflection of light. Second law of reflection of light. Yes, here the reflection laws are how many there? Two there, one only the what? First law of reflection of light, again one only. Second law of reflection of light. What is meant by the first law of reflection of light here? First law of reflection of light can be giving information, otherwise explaining about angle I is equal to angle R. What is that? Angle I is equal to angle R. First law of reflection of light is giving information about that what? Angle I is equal to angle R. Otherwise angle R is equal to angle I. Yes, here in the diagram you have to see, suppose here the angle I is 30 degrees, mean then angle R also 30 degrees. What is that? Angle R also 30 degrees. Suppose angle R is 45 degrees, mean angle I also 45 degrees only. Yes, according to the first law of reflection of light, always angle I is equal to angle R. When the reflection process is happening, mean we have to remember the angle I is equal to angle R, whatever it may be. Yes, second law of reflection of light. What is meant by the second law of reflection of light? Here I told this blackboard is a 2D dimensional. One only the x-axis, again one only the y-axis. Yes, these mean one only y-axis, again one only the x-axis. That's why this blackboard we are considering as a 2D dimensional. Yes, here that's mean here on the blackboard this is an incident ray is here on the blackboard, again one reflected ray also there on the blackboard, again one normal line also on the blackboard only. Three also on the blackboard only. Incident ray, reflected ray and normal line. These three also present on the same plane. Three also present on the same plane. That we have to known as a reflection of light. That is second law of reflection of light. Simply we have to write here incident ray, again reflected ray. Which ray? Reflected ray. Yes, again normal line. These three also present in the same plane. That's mean incident ray, reflected ray, normal line. These three also present on the blackboard. That we have to know as a second law of reflection of light. That's mean what we got? First law of reflection of light and the second law of reflection of light we got. Is what are the applications? What are the uses of the reflection of light? Uses of reflection of light is what objects are there in our surroundings, that every object we can see with our eye. That is the reason with the reflection of light only. Without reflection of light we can't see. You can get in a doubt, sir, we have the eyes. Yes, you have the eyes, but you can't see without reflection of light. Simple, I can tell you that one example. Now in daytime, yes, what objects are there? It is appearing to you as it is. But if it is night time, you don't be switch on the object. Just you have to switch off the buttons in your house. That means there is no light, completely darkness in your house. Completely, what is there? Darkness is there. At the time you have to try to see the object like this. Is can you see the any other objects which is there surrounding of you? No, you can't see the objects. Is but when you switch on at the time you can see the all the objects. Why you are seeing that object? Because of light is there. What is that? What happening is here? Suppose this is in a table, this is in a TV, this is in a, some other objects are there. When we switch on time, the light will be fall on these objects, these objects, these objects. Yes, light is falling on these objects we are considering as a incident. Where are you are here. The incident ray should be come back. I mean, what we have to consider reflection. These reflected rays should reach to our eyes. These reflected rays should reach to our eyes. These reflected rays should reach to our eyes. When the reflected ray can reach to your eyes, at the time only we can see the object. I already told that basic point in the introduction. When the reflected ray reach to our retina about 1/16 seconds. About how many seconds? 1/16 seconds. At the time only sensation of the vision will be stimulated. Sensation of the vision will be stimulated by the optic nerve. Otherwise we can't see the any object. The reflected ray should be reached our eyes of our retina about 1/16 seconds. At the time only sensation of the vision will be stimulated by which nerve? Optic nerve. We discussed already in the introduction only. That means reflection responsible is to see the all the objects. One concept. Again, when the mirrors are working, all the mirrors, what we are using the mirrors in our everyday life is concave mirror, convex mirror, plane mirror and inclined mirror. When we get that mirrors concept, at the time we have to discuss the types of mirrors and properties of mirrors. Up to that we have to remember only the mirrors, just information only. Mirrors are working on basis of the reflection of light only. Plane mirror, every day we are sitting in front of the mirror, or standing in front of the mirror for your makeup, whatever it may be, for combing, otherwise dressing, whatever it may be. At the time is our image will be appear in the mirror. Our image will be appear in the mirror. That's mean for that responsible is what? For that responsible is reflection of light. Is mirrors are working on basis of the reflection of the light. All the objects we can see by the reflection of the light only. Is how many laws are there? First law of reflection of light is there, and second law of reflection of light is here. These are the basic concepts of the reflection of the light. At the time of the mirrors concept, we have to elaborate our concepts of the reflection and the mirrors. Is what concepts will be there at the time only we have to discuss. Up to that, just we have to remember the reflection process. Incident ray, reflected ray, incident angle, reflected angle, normal line is first law of reflection of light and second law of reflection of light. What the information of the first law of reflection of light? Angle I is equal to angle